permission from my boss to conduct 2 experiments on my coworkers over the course of several days. These 2 experiments were conducted at my work, which is a small business in Cache Valley that has around 25 employees in the office on any given day. This is where I've chosen to conduct my experiment. It's a common area for the office, so any food that is placed on this table here is free for anyone to have as much as they want. For the experiment, I bought a whole bunch of candies, so we've got Reese's, Nerds, Crunch Bars, Butterfingers, Gobstoppers. For the first experiment, this experiment lasted for 3 days. And I placed the bowl on the counter, and I refilled it as often as I could as people took candy from it. This was done on my 25 coworkers, and I counted daily how many candy was eaten. This is a graph that sums up basically everything that happened over the 3 days. You can see that the Reese's, Butterfinger, and Crunch bars were the most common, and then the sugary candies, Nerds, and Gobstoppers weren't eaten as often. So you can see the Nerds here, nothing really changed over the course of the 3 days. The Gobstoppers were eaten a little bit more at first, but then they kind of evened out at the bottom there. You can see here how many Reese's were consumed by my coworkers over the course of the 3 days. The first couple of days, a lot of Reese's were consumed. The third day, there weren't quite as many. The law of diminishing returns holds that as additional increments of resources are added to a certain purpose, the marginal benefit from those additional increments declines. And in the case of this experiment, as additional increments of candy are available in the candy bowl, the marginal benefit from eating that candy declines. Basically, my coworkers would go and have a lot of candy the first couple of days because it was new to them and they enjoyed it. But then on the third day, as we can see here for the Butterfingers, they didn't have quite as many because they were a little probably sick of the candy. The second experiment was done over the course of 1 day, and I waited several days to conduct this experiment. Now, all I did for this was leave the bowl on the counter all day. I didn't refill it at all. And again, this was done on about 25 coworkers. And this is the results of that experiment. As you can see here, there are quite a few sugary candies, not so many chocolatey ones. The tragedy of the commons occurs when self-interested individuals utilize the most from a shared resource while neglecting the well-being of everyone using that resource. Basically, my coworkers here were greedy and took all the good candies